Hey guys, welcome back to another farm vlog. Mervin here. Look at my two dogs resting. They're enjoying this plowing that we just did. We're cleaning up, okay? And I am resting. I'm coming from all the way down there. We are recuperating our family farm's 400-year-old well, okay? 400 plus years ago, the family of my wife's family, they were the founders of this place, okay? They planted the olive trees. The trees that we planted, my team and I, are about 8 years old now, and they're all the way up top, because that's a part of the land that we recuperated. It's just so huge. There's even land beyond the tree lines up there. But slowly, slowly in Italian DC, piano, piano, we're expanding, okay? In this one, I just wanted to talk while I rest. That's the way I make content around what I do with my life, in my life, experiences. I want to talk about what I think life was really designed to be like. You understand? There I'm looking at my dogs. You understand? We're working. It's hard work. It's enjoyable work. It's rewarding work. But the best part of this work is having the freedom to stop when we want, okay, and to go again, to pick up and go again where we left off from when we made a halt, when we took a rest, okay. You don't need no permission to rest. You don't need no permission to come. You don't need no permission to go, okay. All the farmers that work with us, they understand this, and we understand this. We don't micromanage them. We don't tell them, hey, get up, you need to get going. No, we don't do that. They sit when they want. They rise up when they want. But they're highly productive because it's in their blood. Okay? This is their life and livelihood. I think that life was really designed by God for us to be able to pace our own selves. You know, like when you're running a race, you pace yourself. One of the key, when I used to be a long distance marathon runner and champion many times during high school and nationally in my country, and even in the military, I used to run 1.5 miles. That's the truth. In the military, in 6 minutes and 21 seconds. That's my record. 6 minutes and 21 seconds. Okay? That's how I used to run. And I came from high school into the military. Beside all of that, and not to big up myself, one of the key things that I was taught in long distance running is proper breathing and proper pacing. The people that take off first without a sense of pacing and hasty breathing were usually the people that never won a race. The people that took off with a gradual sense of pacing from the get-go and were not racing, they were racing, but they were not racing, if you get what I mean. They weren't going too slow, they weren't going too fast. They were going at a maintainable pace. And it was sustainable because then in them, they had that reserve that was necessary at the right time to tap into in order to take their pacing to the ultimate level and pass down everyone and win that race. Okay? So farming is a thing like this. In life, it gives you the ability to pace your life. It gives you the ability to know what you can handle physically. You know, walking in these mountains is no joke. Okay, working in these mountains in rubber boots, dragging a wheelbarrow, climbing trees and beating olives in the olive season, setting nets, cleaning around these trees, plowing. All of this is no joke. Okay, it's not a walk in the park. This is a race by itself. And the race in literature, in basic tertiary level education, in literature, they taught you about the four challenges of humanity, and one of those challenges was man versus God, man versus nature, man versus himself. This is man versus nature. So you have to learn to work with nature, become one with nature, as opposed to being against nature, because we are part and parcel of nature, and we could never beat nature. They're talking about global warming and climate change today. Okay, I don't want to go into that, but that's not true. Okay, that's a fabrication. Okay, there are other things that human beings are intentionally doing to put forward this misleading information about global warming. There's no such thing as global warming. Okay, no such thing. Rising sea levels and all of this and all of that. These things are what people see on TV, on television, telling lies to my vision, and they go off and believe it. And they create data to say that they have data to back it up. Because we, the lower level of people that don't have the knowledge of these scientists, cannot go to Antarctica for ourselves and see if the sea is really rising. We don't know how to do that, to measure the sea levels. Okay, so we accept these things. So what's really happening is that the world replenishes itself. Okay, and man cannot destroy the world. Man is trying to destroy the world, but he cannot destroy the world, because nature has been here for millennia, eons, I think, and nature has a way of rebounding back and wiping out civilizations and starting afresh and anew, and nature is still here. Okay? You heard about Atlantis. You heard about all the great empires. Pax Britannica, Pax Romana. I'm in Italy right now. All the empires, they fell. Okay? Nature is still here. So you have to know to become one with nature. You have to know how to pace yourself. You have to know how to enjoy the process of farming, whether it's organic, okay, or not. You have to know that if it's hard, you can take a break when you want. You are your boss, I hope, or boss to be. Actually, the word boss don't even exist on a farm. I am a worker. I manage these guys, but I don't consider myself a boss. I say I'm in charge and I manage, so you get perspective, but I am dirty like everyone, because I lead by example. So what you want to do, my dog saw someone. Hello. Calm down. Come. Maybe a wild pig. There are wild animals around. Yeah. So my stop here, I'm resting. I'm going now up to water some organic salads. And I stopped to do this video to take a break and to realize where I am all the time. And I'm here 10 years on March 12, 2025. That's the truth. 10 years. And I always remember, stop. I always stop, I always look, and I always listen what nature is doing to me and for me. The benefits of nature and the benefits of farming. Farming goes beyond tilling the soil, okay? It goes beyond pushing a wheelbarrow. It goes beyond getting muddy and dirty, okay? Farming goes beyond this. I like to tell people, I said it in another video blog, that the first human beings that God created and put in the world, they were farmers. Adam and Eve were created and put in a garden. The name of that garden was the Garden of Eden. They were put there to till. There's a reason why God gave them the responsibility to collaborate and participate in nature. Adam was taken from the dirt of the earth and was created from the dirt of the earth. We come from the earth. Eve was taken out of a rib from Adam while Adam was put in a deep sleep by God. Okay? So we come from the earth, and if you notice, when we die, we go back to the earth. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You can't undo that or deny that. That's a reality. Okay? So when we have the opportunity to be in nature all the time, or to a greater percentage of our time in every day, you have to stop and remember to be immersed. You're already immersed, but maybe you don't realize it. Well, you have to stop to have a presence of mind. Presence of mind. Remember where you are. Remember how rich you are. Okay? And riches are relevant. Okay? What one man calls rich, the other man calls poor. Just like how beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Everything is relative. Some people have $2 trillion, $1 trillion, $billion, billionaires, and they're poor. They have poor marriages, divorce rates are high. They don't have children that love them and are sitting and eating with them around their dinner table. They're living lonely lives. You call that rich? So riches are relevant. I can go on and talk about many things because nature has made me awake. It has awakened my consciousness. It continues to awaken my consciousness. It continues to bring out the best in me. It continues to cause me to think. Okay? It pushes the boundaries of my horizontal, of my horizons, the perceptions of my horizons. That's what I want to say. Nature causes this. I want you to erase in your imagination all these surroundings in which I am immersed here in nature. I want you to put a big city. Put me in a big city in your mind's eye. And in that big city, you start adding all the honking of the horns and the chaos of people crossing at traffic lights. In Tokyo alone, at one traffic stop, you have 1,500 people crossing. Okay? At once, at a time. Okay? So you have to watch where you live, and if you calculate the amount of terrain that is available to you, okay? The per capita is the word I'm looking for. Okay? The per capita. So, where I came from, in my country, the per capita at that time was 4 people to 1 square mile. Because you will determine and calculate the per capita according to the square mile of the surface of the land mass and the aquatic boundaries and territories, everything, and you will calculate that you will put that against and measure that against what's the size of the population. Okay? And you divide the population into that and you will get the per capita. The per capita where I am right now, I'm not sure, but I can tell you it's really huge. I think I am one man to 1 square kilometer. Okay? We don't use miles here, imperial unit of measurement. We use metric kilometer. So what happened is there is not a man or mouse except for my workers when they come. And they don't all come at the same time. They come as they're needed. There's quietness, so you have the ability to listen. And last but not least, I want to leave one piece of wisdom with you. The best time to hear, okay, the voice from within, your consciousness, God, when you're introspecting, the best time is to be in solace and quietness, because the song comes from silence. All song comes from silence. Every single song in this world comes from silence. And some people don't know to listen to silence. And I know that sounds paradoxical, but you will understand it when you have had 10 plus years living in nature like myself. Okay? To listen to the sound of silence. And you will hear a lot in that realm. Okay? And so when you're planting 50 organic tomato plants, and you're in this zone of the presence of mind, this becomes what you call the true immersion in nature, and it goes beyond planting organic crops, beyond having a day out with your animals in nature, and beyond pushing a wheelbarrow and getting muddy. These are the superficial hardships which, if you pay great attention to it and have a keen sense of presence of mind, you realize that it's all child's play and it's a joy. It's like when we were growing up, we can get dirty. You remember when you used to go home dirty after playing? And your mother used to ask you, how comes you got so dirty? And you couldn't explain, because you were having fun. You were not taking note of you getting dirty. You were having fun. Now that we have grown and matured, and that we have left that zone of innocence in the times past, now all of us are competing and wanting to be better than each other and be more intelligent than the other, competing against each other, putting ourselves like we're superior, when in fact all we need is simplicity. So when you leave the world out there and you come amongst trees, trees will talk to you from the sound of silence, because trees communicate with each other. I don't know if you know this, okay? And there's a study that says that when you play classical music for plants, you see how they communicate with each other. They respond. So everything is alive. When you cut a blade of grass, it feels, but not because it doesn't scream like a human being, and it doesn't shout and weep and wail. That means they don't feel, they feel. So this cycle of life is taking place, where things grow and they're alive, and then there's a time for them to be cut down and they die. And it's the same thing with us. Now is our time to be alive, but soon we will be cut down and we will die. And we will leave. And if you want to make the best of a farming life and lifestyle, you've got to come to this level of letting go and accept simplicity. Don't be afraid to get dirty. Always have your innocent animals with you, that you can watch them and learn from them. They don't have clothes. They don't need to know where they will get their next meal. They don't worry about anything. Look at them. But they're healthy. And you know one of the things that get them going in life like this, that sustains them? A high degree of loyalty. Wherever I go, they are. They express love and they're loyal to me. So how can I not receive this, and by default receiving this, I naturally reciprocate to my animals? All of these things happen in nature and more. I could make 59 million videos like this. I'm not going to keep you much more. I've got to go and water my salads. I'm getting too philosophical and I'm getting ahead of myself. Farming life is the potential gate into the dimension of a spiritual life. If you notice, you go and read the Bible, it tells you that Jesus woke up every day and he went to the Mount of Olives to pray. These are the monks and these are the olives. It's not the Mount of Olive in Israel, but it's in Jerusalem, but these are Mount of Olives too. And I pray right here. And I was here 5 o'clock this morning, and I prayed before I came, and I pray when I'm here all the time. I'm a spiritual man. Okay? I take joy in expressing and sharing this with the whole world. I got spiritual vlogs. I got channels on spirituality. All took place right here. Okay? Everything that I have created in my new life beginning when I was 42 years old, it began right here with a farming lifestyle. Holding this camera, creating YouTube channels after YouTube channels, all the ideas came from the song of silence that I am sharing to you about, talking to you about. The ideas came to me, tilling the soil, cutting the grass, sitting under the tree resting, drinking some water. The mind opens up. I don't have a degree in philosophy or anything to teach this type of subject, but I know that what I'm telling you, you will resonate with it, and maybe you're stuck now in a city and you're saying what this guy is saying is so true. And I envy him. I would love to be in a place like this. Well, you can do it. You can start by coming here with me and experiencing here, spending a day or two or a week or a month, and learn some stuff and get dirty. For a small fee, this will be the investment that will change your life forever. Okay? Learn to meditate. Learn to walk away into the jungle or under the olive trees in silence by yourself. Lose track of time. That's real meditation. That's meditation. Okay? Thank you for watching this one. This is a farm vlog, but this was not any farm vlog. This was a farm vlog to let you understand that you don't have to jump up and have a whole basket of green, red, yellow, colorful basket of organic vegetable salads and stuff to be showing on your channel to say that I have a farm life vlog. You don't have to be farming all the time. Farming goes beyond that. When we decide to till the soil and grow and get the produce from the ground and eat it organically, it's because we have a consciousness deep, so deep that it allowed us to make a decision to do things and actions like that. We're not thinking superficially of just planting to go through a process and a cycle of planting, tendering, reaping, harvesting, cooking and eating and getting healthy and maintaining and repeating and rinse and repeat. That's not what we are here for. We are here for more than that, that underlies the existence and the presence. We are here for more than that, that underlies the presence of the existence on a farm. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day, and I will see you in another farm vlog very soon. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, okay?